Now here is a clear representation of the amount of water which we are currently having in Jhelum River. I basically took this picture while I was traveling from Faisalabad to Islamabad on motorway. So you can realize that there is a very little of amount of water which is basically remaining in this in our reservoir. So not reservoir in our river. So basically Indus, Jhelum and Chenab were part of Pakistan. Pakistan was allowed to use the water of these rivers according to Indus Water Treaty, but India has continuously violated Indus Water Treaty, and India is building dams on the rivers in its region, and the amount of water which is basically coming to Pakistan has reduced to a great extent, which you can visualize from this photograph. And you can clearly see that here is the land which is actually visible, and in past it used to be covered with water. So Indus, Jhelum, Chenab are not being utilized by Pakistan. Only Indus is serving our purpose to some extent, and only glaciers are helping us that are being accumulated in Indus water when it flows downstream from Gilgit-Baltistan region towards the lower region. And here you can clearly see another photograph, and here the third photograph. So this is basically the current situation of Jhelum River. So this is Jhelum River, which is basically suffering from acute water crisis. Jhelum River, Pakistan. So Pakistan has to resolve this issue, because by the end of 2030 the per capita demand of Pakistan will reduce to a great extent. So the normally a figure of per capita demand that is considered safe is about 1000 liter cube per capita, but it is continuously reducing every year for Pakistan. So in order to take it into account, Pakistan has to raise voice on the international level to so that Pakistan is able to utilize water, so that Pakistan there is a great need for to basically discuss this issue, and we can't rely on a single river. We will talk about the Chenab, and there is also reduction of water in Chenab. And if we talk about the Ravi, Satluj, and they are not even getting the amount of water which the Jhelum River is getting. So there is a great water crisis which can there is a great prediction that a great water crisis can come in future for Pakistan. So Pakistan has to basically consider this thing, and for the planning of water for its coming years, the irrigation department has to take quick actions. There is a great need to build dams like Basha and Dasu Dam are currently the construction is basically currently undergoing, but there is a great need to just conserve water to avoid the conveyance losses, seepage losses, evaporation losses, because a lot of amount of water is basically reduced by these losses. So water is a great need of today. Water is basically utilized hydro power, which is basically the most economical source of energy and water is basically utilized for the irrigation, which is basically responsible for the economy of Pakistan. Pakistan is agro-based country, which is a country, so agro-based country is basically a type of country which is responsible, which basically depends upon irrigation for its economy. Irrigation gives a lot of boom to our economy. We have the largest Indus Basin irrigation system, but our rivers in Indus Basin irrigations are being deprived of water by India, so we have to come and basically resolve these issues for our future generations. Thank you very much for paying attention to this image. This is basically the current situation of Jhelumriver according to the 30 May. So in 30 May 2022, Jhelumriver is currently having very low or little water. So thank you very much for paying attention and watching this video.